Did you know that negative thoughts, fears, and anxieties can actually change the shape of your DNA? Yeah, I know. I said that right. The DNA, like the genetic code that makes you distinctly who you are from the entire world. Fears, anxiety, doubts, disbeliefs, the negativity that we hold in ourselves literally changes the shape of our DNA.
Just shut the fear up.
Now, Harvard School of Medicine did a study on this, and it's in a great book by Dr. Caroline Leaf called How to Switch on Your Brain. But it delved into the truth about what negativity, fears, doubts, and anxieties actually do. But here's the beautiful part about that whole entire study. When positive, encouraging, faith-filled words of truth were given to those same people, their DNA structure actually elongated and stretched back out. So, what does that mean? Negative thoughts, fears, anxieties cause a DNA structure to shrink, but positive, faith-filled, encouraging words cause that DNA to straighten back out. Now, you might say, that's nice and super nerdy, but what the heck does that have to do with me? Well, I'm glad you asked. Each of us struggles with fear on a different level, but all of us can benefit from faith. And that's exactly why this podcast is started. So stick around. Let me share a couple things with you and let's get into it. Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Tiffany, TA, or if you know me from the gym, Queen Slim. And I'm here to talk about the dangers of fears, the beauty of faith, how to build it, what it is, and how it impacts our daily lives. Before we get started into our official first podcast or episode, I think it's important if I tell you a little bit about myself and who I am. Now, I already told you my name, but that doesn't exactly tell you who I am. I've always been drawn to the idea of faith and a power that is bigger than me, but I didn't understand how the shape of it helped to guide or formulate our lives. Growing up, I was raised in a traditionally faith-based household. I went to church several times a week, played the drums and the bass guitar at the church. So when I say I knew faith, I knew of it, but I didn't know what it actually was. I mean, honestly, the most I knew was faith is the truth of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. I can't remember how they say it, but even the right description didn't even sound right to me. I'm like, how are you going to describe this to me something we can't even see? I was so church that I didn't grasp the idea that there was something more there than I knew to go and search for. Now, as I got older, I began to formulate my own beliefs, and I found myself drawn to the teachings of Christianity, and I practiced this Christian faith for years now. And one thing that I can bet my life on is that my faith in God's word and who God says I am never has to be questioned. Doesn't mean I don't deal with fears, but over the years, I've developed a certain set of systems to help me overcome those things so I can walk out in faith. I've had many friends tell me, Tiff, I just can't, you're strong. You're brave. You can just go do those things. And I'm like, y'all have no idea. Sometimes I'm out here shaking in my boots. I just don't say it publicly. I don't shout it to the mountaintops. And I'm not one that when I am dealing with fear, I crumble into a corner where other people can see. I'm just not made that way. But it doesn't mean that I don't deal with fears. Throughout my life, I just learned that in order to get these fears out of my life, I had to have faith in something somewhere, and it had to be more than a bunch of words. So now I'm not going to sit here and talk to you like it was always easy. Like a whole lot of people, I struggled with doubt, unbelief. I had to work through very difficult questions about my faith. I was married for 8 years that went through some very, very hard times where if it hadn't been for my faith, I don't think I would have made it. It's been a process over the years of self-exploration and discovery, and I have learned that faith is something that evolves over time. It's like a fine wine. It only gets better the more you let it mature, the more you let it grow. And so throughout my faith, throughout my life, I've just found that my faith is just a source of comfort for me and a strength, especially when I'm going through something, times of hardship or uncertainty. Faith is what I pull on. It's how can I say? It's provided me with a sense of purpose and direction that's helped me to navigate all the ups and downs that we have in this thing called life. And I've also found that throughout this journey, there have been a lot of times where how I've overcome my fears through walking in my faith. It's helped me to build a community of people that are going through those same things and a connection that I probably never ever would have had. Now, I know faith is a very deeply personal and complex topic, and everybody's experience with it is unique. But one thing I want us to really focus on is the separation between faith and religion, because this is not going to be a place where religion is what we talk about. We want to talk about faith, how to overcome fears, and living a life worth dying for, because somebody did. And I want you to be encouraged and to know that's why I created this show, to provide a safe space for open and honest conversations about faith, its role in our lives. And every week, we're going to share and explore different aspects of faith, its role in our communities, and how our personal spiritual growth is put into practice in everyday applications. So, we're going to be hearing from a diverse group of people and guests that will share from their very own perspectives and experiences on how faith has helped them, what faith looks like to them, and how they encourage others to live out their faith. I hope that through these conversations, we can gain a deeper understanding and appreciation for the many ways in which faith can enrich our lives. So, whether you're a person of deep faith or you're just simply curious about the topic of faith, or you just have a lot of anxieties and fear and you're looking for a better way to deal with them, this is the place for you. I invite you to join me here every week on this journey as we delve into the mysteries and beauty of faith. And if you're looking for an example of what overcoming faith looks like, you're looking at one. I can't tell you how fearful I was to even start this podcast. I wanted to do it just behind a microphone, but I knew something in my heart showed me that being real, being transparent, and facing my fears would lead to a better, deeper, and more rich harvest. So I'm excited to do this with you, fam. I'm so ready, and I can't wait to see what we're going to discover together. So make sure you tune in. Every week, Sunday and Wednesday, we're going to be right here in this space, whether you're on YouTube or Spotify. And we're going to be talking about faith. We're going to be talking about fears. We're going to talk about everything in between. We're going to have guests on the show. And I'll be honest with you, this is going to be and will always be a real message for real people. So you're going to hear some stories from people you've never met before, but something in you is going to connect with them because we're all facing fear in one way or another. And the truth is, we all need faith in every way or another. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing these few moments with me. I value your time, and even more so, I value your soul. You're a rich person, Faith Fam, and I can't wait to get to know more about you. So we're going to close out this episode the way we do with every episode. This is your girl, Tiffany, TA, or Queen Slim if you know me from the gym, encouraging each and every one of you to wake up every single day, to read your word, get your faith up, look in the mirror and shut the fear up, step out every day and live a life worth dying for, because somebody did. Stick around for 3 bonus tips on how you can start living out your faith now. Okay, Faith Fam, for those of y'all that stuck around for the bonus content for that good, I've got something good for you. 3 easy tips so you can get started on building your faith right now. You don't have to wait for the next episode. You can get to it all on your own. And let's start with number 1. Hold on to what is real and true. Now, when you start dealing with fears and doubts, unbeliefs, anxieties, the number one thing for most of us that starts to happen is we start going through all the what ifs, what mights, who could have said, what they thought, things that have never even happened. Okay. You've all heard it that fear is false evidence appearing real. Well, fam, we got to hold on to what is true and what is real. Before all of these things, before you start giving all of these things a place to occupy space in your brain, start shrinking your DNA, start holding on to what is real. Look around you. Look at the environment. Look at where you are. Hold on to what is true about you, what God says about you. Those are the realities. I have some friends that tell me, when you're in a moment, wiggle your toes. You can do that in your shoes and no one will even know, but it's just connecting you to what is real in that moment right now. Number 2, be honest about where you are. As we start walking down this faith journey, it's important for us to look at where we are. We have to start at the starting line. We have to start at the truth. Last year, I took on a personal journey to face my fears in the gym. I've been in the military for over 20 years, and I never once took going to the gym seriously. I think I meant a couple times just to skip running for the day, and I don't even run anymore. But this year in particular, I decided to face my fears. And you know what? I made myself a promise. I'm going to get up and go to the gym 3 days a week. And then I had to actually go. I'm not even going to say that the first time was pretty. It was pretty sad. And I wasn't even going to fake it. Guess what? I had to be honest about where I started. I was 120 pounds at 5'9¾". I was skinny, y'all. I made olive oil look curvy. It was not the best thing. But I had to be honest about where I was. If I was really going to get serious about my fitness, I had to have a baseline. I had to be honest about where I was starting so that when I got to the finish line, I could see how far I came. I could see the progress that had elapsed over the time that I was walking on this journey. As we're walking through this faith journey, not only hold on to reality and what is true, but be honest with where you are. If you're scared to look at your finances, say that. If it's a challenge for you to start looking at dealing with the fact that you don't like who you are and it's time for you to start understanding self-identity, be honest with yourself with that. It's a great place to start because at the end of this, you're going to see how far you came to where you are now. It's going to be a beautiful journey. Now, lastly, number 3, commit to your future self that you will change. You just heard me give a great example. I had to tell myself I was going to be proud of who I was in a year based off of where I started in January. So my 119 self had to tell my 150 pound self, we're going to be in shape and we're going to be fit and we're going to do it for us. It wasn't for anyone else. It wasn't to be cute or have a hot girl summer. I just wanted to be healthy. For once in my life, I looked healthy to a lot of people, but I knew I wasn't. I was what you call skinny fat. I ate semi-healthy, but I really wasn't living it. But I wanted to. So I had to be honest with myself. I knew I was starting at 119, but I made a promise to the 150 pound version of myself that we were going to do this. Now, I know a lot before y'all start getting them thumbs ready to tell me you had to gain weight. Yes, I did, y'all. I've been skinny my whole life. It was a real thing for me. I had to conquer that fear of going to the gym, looking like a bag of bones. I had to conquer that fear of going to the gym, not knowing how to use the equipment. And I had to promise my future self I wasn't going to quit. I wasn't going to give up. So here are the 3 tools again. Hold on to what is real and true. Be honest about where you are and commit to your future self that you will change. That's it, fam. Now I'm going to work on getting those into a nice, easy, readable PDF so you can put on your phone as a wallpaper or a screensaver. And if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to comment PDF down below in the comments, and I'll be sure to get that to you. Or you can send me a DM over in Instagram on the FaithLeisure page. Just type in PDF, and we'll work on getting that out to you guys here very soon. It'll be ready within like the next day or so. If you're watching this video weeks or months after it's first posted, it'll most likely automatically be sent to you as soon as you comment. So that's all we have for you, fam. We'll be back in a couple of days to start talking about what faith actually is. And I can't wait to read your comments below. Now, here's a special treat. Since you stayed to the end of this video, I'd like to give you guys a little something for your time. On the next video, for the first 100 people that bring 3 to watch with them, all you got to do is just tag them in the comments when you watch the video. We want to send you a very special thank you gift. We're starting this off from scratch and we're learning everything along the way because we're facing our fears out loud. But in that process, we want to show you guys just how thankful we are for you joining us in this journey. So when you tap in, comment down below, comment free gift with the 3 names that you're bringing with you, and you're automatically entered. We want to give that to you again. That's for the first 100 people. But one thing we want to do is always give back to those who give to us. So thank you guys for watching.